Good morning. It's me, Angie from Learn Love Tarot, to bring you messages of direction towards our best and highest good using the energies of the daily moon cycle and, of course, the planetary energies that are surrounding us, which you can find at the top of the chat box. You can see pictures of what is going on in the sky today. And this message is timeless, so know that energy is cyclical, so that whenever you find the messages when you're meant to. And thank you in advance for sharing your beautiful energy with me by subscribing to the channel so that the messages align with you more energetically. And if you do find anything contained in today's message that resonates with you, please do hit the like button for me to let me know. And leaving a comment also helps the channel grow. You can learn more about me and how to book a personal reading by going to my homepage. So, good morning. Thank you guys so much for being here. I have missed you all as well. I had a much needed respite in California with a girlfriend, and it was just a beautiful setting, and we had the best time. So, I want to see here with this full moon and Capricorn energy today, what is happening with our opposition in Cancer, because anytime we have a full moon, that is going to be opposing the sun. So again, at the top of the description box, you will see pictures of our contribution here. Thank you to Monica for sending the full moon in Capricorn from Hutchinson Island, Florida. And we do have our angel number posted for today as well as my Angi-Notes that I'm going to be asking you to follow along with. And lastly, here's what I'm talking about as far as an opposition energy. So I wish that YouTube did a better job at being able to go ahead and enlarge these. So we got to use our old fogey method of at least what I do because I don't have my glasses. So, the sun in Cancer, and this is going to look like this symbol here, and that is an opposition when they are opposite of each other. And then the full moon, of course, is in Capricorn. Both are at 18 degrees and 49 minutes. That's happening at 4:36 p.m. this afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. And here we have the actual Sabian lessons that are meeting together and balancing, kind of like a teeter-totter, right? So again, those are at the top. That link is at the top of the chat if you'd like to follow along. And if you're watching after the live, that will be in the description box for you later. So, we do have the path of vulnerability, guys, upon us today. We've got a life path energy 8. So, let me know if you are a life path 8 number. That is going to be the next step towards that 9th life path of the Hermit energy. And that is where we stand at the top of those 9 steps and look at where we've been so far, which is the year that we're in this year. Well, good morning, guys. Let me just go ahead and take a quick moment to say hello, Miss Judy, Miss Jennifer, and hi, Brett. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Miss Kathy, Healed Heart Space. I appreciate you guys. If you could please say hello to my beautiful daughter, Bristol. I'm so glad you're here today. So I think this is the first time we've been able to catch each other in a live. So I am just super excited about that. So thank you guys. And I believe Brett is usually unable to join as well, but we are in the summer season. So I know he's still working on all the school computers. He did an amazing job for us and just is my go-to person for anything that has to do with tronics. So thank you guys so much for being here again. Hi, Miss Lindsay. I love all of the OGs coming on in here, so thank you so much. We are in the energy for the whole month of July, keep in mind, of the Chariot. And that's going to be the energy of when our heart and our head, very similar to an opposition, when our heart and head are aligned. And as a matter of fact, we have, when this opposition here is in the sign of Capricorn, which is very grounded, it's about doing, and that is external energy that we get ish done. And both of them are cardinal signs. They are sister signs. They are right across the hallway from each other. And then with the Cancer sun, this is about internal energy, right? Our emotions. And right in the center at that fulcrum is where we find balance with those sister signs. So just so happens that my North Node is in Capricorn and my South Node is in Cancer and my fifth house stellium. Literally, guys, nothing else earthbound except for my Pluto, my transformation energy, and Virgo in my third house. But what I was noticing, if you just are new to my notes, in general, blue energy, just looking at colors, is going to be water energy. Orange is going to be fire. Purple is going to be air, and then we're going to have green as our earth energies. So you can tell we got quite the mix here today. I did include, this is the third day in a row, I've given us some journal prompts. Especially, you're going to want to check out the journal prompts from yesterday that were preparing us for this full moon energy. Full moons are culminations, okay? And I wrote down the full moon in Capricorn will fully illuminate. Will you? So, this is about glowing with internal validation because, again, the sun is in Cancer, that is shining on all of us, meaning that all of us should be listening to Cancer readings right now because the sun is going to affect every single person's energy in that way. So there's going to be like a layer. If you think about the planets and how they teach us, you can think about it like a school, and each planet is a different teacher. And then the flavor or the personality of the teacher is going to be what sign it is sitting in. So the sun is all about teaching us about self. It's the first house of where we're born, our stake in the sand, this lifetime, our ego, how that develops in a healthy way. And with all this balance energy, which I also wrote about yesterday, the energy for, or the Sabian symbol divined in 1925, so 100 years ago, when my grandmother happened to be born, was a priest performing a marriage ceremony. Okay, so the Sabian symbols are listed again in the graphic that I included today. The sun is in the sign of maturity. So we have this internal balance coming from a sense of maturing our own self-worth. Leo is about self-worth as we start to step into that Leo energy here very soon. Now, the opposition is in Capricorn, and that symbol is a child of about 5 carrying a huge shopping bag. So, very much about responsibility. The lesson is about us taking on and managing difficult challenges, and that's going to teeter totter and try to balance with us appropriately sanctifying a code of conduct. So, and that is again internal, this maturation energy here. Now, in addition, my song today was ELO, Strange Magic. I've gotten that one several times before, but I'm really noticing this beautiful magician showing up several times. Not only is today the 10th, which is the energy of the Wheel of Fortune, when our own head and heart balance, like the Chariot asks us to, then the Wheel of Fortune or divine timing is activated. So, what we have put into our matrix as far as our wishes are able for us to be able to reach them because our elevation, our spiritual ascension, our energy, our vibration is raised so that we can actually reach that which is the energy of the wish. Remember, it's one thing to manifest, it's a whole other thing to be in the energy of what it is that we want to receive. Okay. So, yes, opportunities are coming around, and I'm going to be your energetic weather girl here telling you what's coming up. But we are the ones responsible for either packing a raincoat to prepare for a storm and hunker down, or enjoy the energy that's easiest to surf at the moment. So, really going with the flow, feeling our feelings, and then taking actions on what those are is going to behoove us right now. Now, where the sun is, if you look at the sections of each sign, they're divided into three sections, and those are the decans. We have the first 10 degrees, the second 10 degrees, and the third 10 degrees for every single sign. The second decan here would be from 10 to 20 degrees in Capricorn, where the moon is, and that's a Three of Pentacles energy. Each card from the tarot is associated with each of those decans of energy. In addition, with that opposition of the sun, we have a Three of Cups reunion energy. That can be getting together with family, girlfriends. It can be reuniting with those people that we haven't seen for quite a while. Now, with the Mercury energy sitting in Leo, also at the second decan, that is a Six of Wands energy of victory after a long battle. And what I thought was interesting was that that 14th Sabian symbol was speaking with the soul's voice. Okay. So even though this is Leo energy, it's speaking with the soul's voice. So that was pulling me over here to our teeter totter of energy. Yes, we're speaking, but we're tapping in to that third eye energy, that Queen of Cups energy of Cancer, which says, my own heart is full, therefore my intuition's on fleek. It is on a huge upgrade. And I think that's contributing to our strange magic energy here, and I believe it's ELO. Please let me know in the comments. I believe that's right. And especially if you have a year that was released for me, that may tap into our energy. Now, with the Magician energy continuing because of the Wheel of Fortune of the 10, numerology wise, 1 plus 0 is a 1. We have the Magician. 1999, in addition, if you are a one life path and your birth date adds up to a 28, this message may resonate with you even more today, because that also breaks down into the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician when you add 2 and 8 for a 10, and then again, 1 plus 0 is 1. All right. Let me know also if you have any contribution or any connection to the number 26. You could be 26 years old. You could have to do with the 26th day of the month. And this is derived from here, July 10th, 2025. Numerology 7 plus 10 plus 9 is a 26. 2 and a 6 is our 8 energy of the Strength card here today. In addition to this lamb appearing, we did just flip over into a new Sabian symbol for our north node of destiny, which is a little white lamb, a child, and a Chinese restaurant. And this is about training us in optimism, right? The innocence of being. That's very Leo energy. It's the sun card. And we usually see a child that is free and riding a horse off and towards the sun. It is the happiest card of the deck. Now, this, in a sense of being, is practiced and demonstrated. So, again, that innocence, that heart energy of Cancer sun, and then the action portion of it in the Virgo energy of not only the South Node, but then the Earth energy of the moon here today. Now, the sister energy to the strength card is going to be our star energy. We've got Daddy Sadie, we've got Uranus, who just moved in also to air energy in Gemini. And that is about uncovering a fresh, new dimension in life. Uranus has been in the, let's see, we haven't even had Uranus and Gemini since World War II. So unless you're over 84 years old, we don't even know what this feels like yet. We can only look back to history and try to see the repetition of what those patterns may be. So Uranus is all about revolution. It is associated with the sign of Aquarius, and traditional astrology, rather than modern, has that energy as ruled by Saturn. So that's always still going to have a flavor. This is a big lesson for us, and I think it has to do with speaking our soul's voice. It has to do with applying appropriate code of conduct as far as balancing our internal wishes, desires, and our magic, and then really grounding those and putting action steps towards them. So today at 4:36, the moon will fully illuminate, and I'm asking for our journal question, will you? How can we glow with internal validation rather than seeking external words or praise, right? A lot of times those are associated with trauma. For example, if you felt invisible as a child, for example, a lot of our generation were latchkey kids, then we can carry with us a subconscious need for praise of that good job, right? The good doobie kind of energy, needing that external validation. Well, when we look inside, it's not just about what we do. Cancer energy is about being, okay? So it's just knowing within our own selves what kind of energy we want to bring forward to the world. Now, I did make a couple notations about the things that made me go, for my channeled messages today. The Venus energy, or the divine feminine, is still sitting in the Eight of Swords of the first decan of Gemini, but it came out for the symbol as an old-fashioned well. And I wrote down a little note here, no stuffing our emotions down the well, guys, okay? The way of that is over. That's a very antiquated way of emotion, and that's what we learned. That's what we have to try to learn, how to feel the feelings, release them and let them go, especially on a full moon when we're at the top of our roller coaster, the lunar roller coaster that I talk about, before we come down to the new moon of Leo energy there in a couple weeks on the 22nd. The next thing I noticed was the divine masculine, or Mars energy, is focusing on their pentacles. You can feel in a very singular energy. This is our own inner yin and yang, divine feminine, divine masculine. And that is about a family tree. Okay. And speaking with our soul's voice, maybe what was brought up in that family tree is no longer valid because it doesn't feel right inside of our soul, right? So family tree is going to be our 10 of Pentacles energy, and we are at the second decan of Virgo, which is going to be a 9 of Pentacles. So that independence, 10 of Pentacles would mean that there's somebody coming in there with you. Okay, and if we are balanced in our own selves, once again, that is the only time divine timing is activated. And then lastly, wherever in your chart you have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, that energy is going to be ablaze. Okay. It's going to feel very climactic, of course, with the full moon energy. And I wrote down, are your priorities getting your energy? Okay. Because full moons are all about seeing the top of the park. That's the best view that you're going to have about what's going on around you. And then we have here, we've got some fueling energy from Mars and the South Node of Virgo, which asks us to put community goals above personal ambition. And I wrote down there's no I in team here. And the symbol is a girls' basketball team, which was reminding me of the energy of the Five of Wands when it's in its shadow, because I talk about that as the ball hogger. When you watch little kids, for example, learn a sport the same time, when they're for the first time, and it's one person wants to kind of go for the gold. They haven't quite learned yet the skills of being within a team. So South Node is past life karma. It's asking us to release South Node energies and move towards this innocence of being, and moving towards that North Node in Pisces. And that's practiced and demonstrated. And that's really just feeling gratitude, feeling optimistic, even from a simple smile from a stranger on the street. That's appreciating. Every little thing you can appreciate is going to help you in this energy. Lastly, this was interesting. We've got Cupid here teaming up with Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, and it's sitting right now in Leo. And again, we see this human soul energy awaiting opportunity to express itself. And we're finding ourselves speaking that soul's voice. And it's also with the Cupid energy, which is an asteroid in the sky. That can be about short-term passions, but it's mad longing, sometimes even the act of falling in love, the Cupid's arrow, right? So I thought that was a little interesting thing that made me go, as well. So I'll go ahead and get my notes put away, and we'll see where we go today. Miss Liz, thank you so much. And Peg, how are you? I missed you so much as well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the support. Let's see where we go. We're going to do a general reading here today. And we are going to begin again using the energies that I just talked about that are floating around in the sky around us. And with that big opposition happening, that's a mirroring energy. One helps the other. So it's kind of like the analogy of across the hallway, you meet, someone in college, and that's your hallway roommate. And at first, you're not quite sure whether or not you like them. Maybe you're seeing yourself in them and you're seeing some things that you don't like. But what you end up finding out is that, wow, we really have a lot to teach each other. And what I have, you don't. And what I have, you don't. And that can be a beautiful thing when we learn how to balance the energy. Okay, so that kind of wanted to fly out there and decided it wasn't going to. Let's look for a volunteer. Miss Monica, thank you guys for coming in. That is, guys, if you are new here, welcome in. My channeled notes are a reading all in of itself, and then I just pull cards here to confirm that energy for you. And sometimes it's a different read entirely, but generally not. It generally shows up what I've already channeled. So we will see how we go and if our cards are reflecting that energetic weather pattern today that I just reviewed. Okay, we've got a big chunk there. And in the bottom of the deck, there's our 11 energy from a 38, which is many masks. And this is all about the authentic self. And if this energy, these grays, these mutable qualities, right? So even though we have the sun and the moon as a cardinal sign, which is the first of the three, the first deacon, those are going to be our starters. Those are going to be our people and the portions in our chart where we take the lead, where we create, where we have the ideas, where we put it on the table. Okay. And the authentic self here, we are being asked by the cardinal signs for that internal balance. The 11 is the sign of Libra. So that's why I'm harping on the cardinal signs. Libra is a part of that, which opposes Aries energy. The authentic self is asking us, okay, this is fine. This is not about hiding energy. The environment is going, yep, you got a lot of things on your plates. We are many people. Our energy shifts depending on who we are spending time with, right? Our energetic fishbowl is affected by that other person's energy. It's like, I'm going to pull out my teacher terms on you here. It's the Venn diagram, right? You have the circles that intertwine at the center. We are still our own selves, but then we alkalize that energy. This is how we have a mask on in that pairing. You enter another fishbowl, and then you're going to alkalize in that way and wear that mask. Okay. So this is about our we utilizing is one of those masks that we carry, that we all do. Where is the authentic self one? Has that gotten lost in the sauce? Are we balanced internally with our dreams still? Do we have the strength to follow through on the balance and utilize this lemniscate, or the eight of Leo energy, and opening up that heart chakra here? If we are balanced on the inside, the other half of that is that external balance is then attracted to us. So, Wheel of Fortune energy here coming in strong, not only with 26 years ago is 1999. Okay, Prince era, magician, it was magical. Music takes us back to the time. Let me know what you were doing in 1999. But the fact is that energy broke down to the Wheel of Fortune, as did the vibration of just today's date. So showing up here on the first card, and again, 23 is a change. So only when we change our own half of our fishbowl, that is then how we can change the situation over here. Only then. Divine feminine energy, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, always takes the lead on that. And there's another 10. So, deeper dive. Notice how this energy, the brown and golds, today is the soul star chakra. And this is about, again, very earthy when we're balanced in both our water and our earth, that sister sign. Divine timing is activated, we're able to rise up and then grab what has been put inside of our wishing matrix. Okay, being very intentional. Boy, it just keeps coming. So there's our 17 energy of today with the star, very intentional, that beautiful purple on the inside, staying focused and tethered to that wish, because it's not just wishing for it. We've got to take the action, like we were seeing of the do part, the external portion of that cardinal energy for Capricorn has to balance then with our intuition and what we are intending to do. And look, we've got water again. So check out them apples, you guys. So very earthy, then water, and again, earthy with a little bit of air. And then there's our water again. This is the high priestess of the sea, whale song resonating. Then we finally get it. We know how to manifest more intentionally by taking a deeper dive into our emotions and really balancing our flow with our doing. Okay, so I'm going to take all those here. I feel like those were meant to be. We'll take note of the gestation period here, winter, more purple and more purple energy. Here's the opportunity of the opposition. Oppositions bring balance, which then brings about an opportunity. And we've got unmarked trail here, a revelation. Okay. 57 is also a 12, which is opposition energy because it's the hanged man, where his head is at the bottom. He's hanging from his feet in order to gain spiritual enlightenment. So those are some pretty impressive cards here coming through for you guys, for whoever this reading is for today. All right. So again, straight out the gate, we've got that earth water balance, and it's beautiful. Very gorgeous. All right, let's see what we're going to use here today. We've got a water sun, and then we've got our earth moon. So I'm going to grab my earthy deck here that I use usually for earth signs. Let's see what's on the bottom. There's some fast, passionate communication here, cards before the cut. There's the 10 of Pentacles energy that I was talking about with the family tree, that Virgo energy, that understanding how ancestral qualities have left their mark. That is our root chakra, right? And if you can see here, this is mimicking the south node where Virgo is sitting right this moment. She's also floating here. So ascension of that meditation, that learning how to, some yogis are said to have learned to levitate. What I find really interesting here is she's holding the red thread of destiny, and that is only two of the cards in the entire deck of 79. There's a special card in here. The only other card that holds that red thread of destiny is the 10, the Wheel of Fortune energy that we talked about. Death and transformation. There are a lot of 13s in the numbers today. If you look at the post, which is the sign of that transformative energy. And I'm being drawn to the heart right here, just underneath her third eye. Queen of Swords, learning the lesson of discernment, and what are we releasing and letting go of for that butterfly of transformation is no longer allowing that past to follow us everywhere. There's a new kid in town here, Eagles. There's a new truth. There's a forward movement of I am holding on to this new sword. This is my aha. Okay. And what is being walked away from here? There's the full moon energy of today. The revelation is I've already manifested Three of Wands. I've already manifested what it is that I've asked for. And all I have to do is raise my vibration in order to grab it. So, what we've always wished for has always been there. We just had to step into the energy of balance of our own oppositional energy, as far as inside, outside, yin and yang. okay, head and heart, leaving some old skeletons behind here, even though it's wands. I love that she's standing all the way up to her thighs here in water. So utilizing emotions from that ground up before we're hitting that root chakra. And I love that there's this portal energy, and here's the knowledge that she is holding as a scepter, and it has a snake to show that she has learned the necessary lessons. And then we even have that Uranus energy coming in with the lightning bolt that has moved into Gemini, which is about, again, uncovering fresh new dimensions of life. Okay. The Knight, again, sitting on your sword, like taking the truth. That's my Ned Stark card. And that is not to our own detriment of the past, that family tree energy. That is to, again, the Queen of Swords having learned discernment and how to no longer let that tree of life follow us. Respect it. Understand that we've gotten these subconscious patterns. We've come by them honestly, but this is a time of change. This is about letting those go so that we can fulfill our South Node destiny here and move into the North Node of fate, which is going to be, again, about optimism through simple smiles, through anything simple that we appreciate. Okay, that's going to bring these Eight of Wands, these actions, this passionate new beginnings to us. Could even be conversations, especially with Leo and Mercury right now. There's you learning the necessary lessons. All your pentacles. See where we go. Let me know if this is resonating for you so far. Well, hello, Miss Namara. Thank you so much for coming in. I love my community. I love how you all welcome everyone, and that's my favorite thing about you. Of course, other than your humor and that you get mine. You let me be me. You guys take care of each other while I'm in the zone. As soon as I start reading and channeling, guys, I love that you take care of each other because you know that I'm in the zone. All right, we've got a theme here coming out as Five of Pentacles. And again, the portal energy of stepping into something new behind us, stepping away from a lack mentality. Five of Pentacles traditionally is about being right in front of the church or feeling left out of the cold thus far. So we want to speak with the soul's voice. If we're focusing on the energy of why has God forsaken me? Why me? Why me? Why me? We are not going to be able to even appreciate this North Node energy of feeling optimism just for even the most simple of things that we can feel grateful for. Now, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck there. Page of Wands is asking us to look at life from the eyes of beginner, throwing caution to the wind, re-tapping back into our passionate nature, and all that green energy again tied to the heart chakra of Leo energy. Our fourth chakra, our green chakra, is all about the heart opening. And how can our heart open when we are not looking through the eyes of something new in a new way? And what that can entail here, again, more portal energy. Would you rather have this or this? What escalator are we going to choose? What is our intention moving forward? Have we done the work of diving deep? Again, I included prompts yesterday to get us prepared for today's full moon in Capricorn, our release and let go moon. Noticing here that the Empress wants to peek out. The full moons are Empress energy because it's all about surrendering. This is about calling in to you your wishes, and she's already in the highest vibration. They come at her easy. Manifestation is quick work here. Okay, so our reading is ready if you are. Let's see where we go. Let me make sure I didn't lose my Five of Pentacles theme here. And I feel like we are moving out of that energy. Okie dokies. Okie dokie smokies. Let's go here. Our Empress was at the very bottom at the top. So that's going to mean you guys are coming in as Empress energy here. Perhaps what's enacting this divine timing here. And then our situation is about a King of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. This is about appreciating again our own journey, what we have gathered thus far, being thankful for that, and making sure we are not pushing back to the wayside our passion. And this energy, this King of Pentacles is like, yeah, that's over here. My focus is on my own stability, about giving to others. Maybe you're coming up to a retirement age, or maybe this person is. And it could be happening. This could have started or culminated in May and will come to fruition next May. Taurus energy there. And also, what a lot of people don't talk about the King of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles is very private. Okay. So, this passion, even though it's in the back of the mind, it's for when he gets home behind closed doors. So, he doesn't need to kind of blab about it. A real person isn't, kind of showing off what they have. A person with a healthy ego, anyway, I should say, when we are looking for external validation about what we have. You guys have all met those people. They're not very secure, right? If they have to flash their watch, or if they have to, make sure everyone around them is seeing their, Black American Express or whatnot. Really, for me, I guess maybe it's age, but it's just, it doesn't impress me anymore. I just go red flag, because you haven't appreciated your own internal qualities yet. You're still relying on what you think, status is, perhaps. So maybe that's this situation for you. The opportunity, Five of Wands. I talked about the Five of Wands at the beginning when I said it feels like that energy is coming together as a team. So rather than the infighting of the competition of me, I want the ball, right? That sister energy, or the light energy, would be understanding that teamwork is the way to go, putting the community goals above personal ambition. There's no I in team. So it feels like the opportunity here is to release this South Node in Virgo energy and just understand that you don't have to compete. You don't have to be, like MJ says, you don't have to be jealous that someone else is, eating pie, or if there's a whole pie and it's like, no, there's not only one pie. And when those pieces are gone, you don't get any. You just make more fucking pie. So that's what's coming through here, and really understanding that. Releasing jealousy, strife, and competition, because, hey, I can just make my own damn pie, right? Someone else having or getting is not a meaning to say that that means I don't get. Okay. And the recent past here, wow. So I'll say 44 on the timer when I said that. The world energy. We see this owl of wisdom. She always gives me high priestess vibes here. So even though it's the world, this is the most powerful card in the deck. Major arcana fueling your energy of the Empress. It feels like we have released this mentality and in the energy or in the encouragement of throwing caution to the wind. Always reminds me of Aries there because it's the baby of the fire signs, and just going, I can either choose this attitude or I can choose this attitude, that's coming up. And for that to be fueling the Empress, this is pre-Empress energy. So technically you're doubled up there as far as what's coming towards you. And if you have the Nine of Pentacles, then go ahead and be in the energy of the Empress, because that way you skip over the Capricorn of the Queen of Pentacles and you make it all the way to Empress status. So we can go the long way or we can go the short way here. Okay. Taking on and managing difficult challenges. The end of a tough cycle approaches is our Capricorn full moon. And that is being confirmed here by the world card energy. All right. The heart of the reading is getting outside of a mental prison of our own mind, right timing. When we get out of this, I don't have, and we focus on the gratitude, we dive into our own heart. We don't care what other people are doing. We bring together our yin and yang, our oppositional energies into balance. That is how these Eight of Swords are released. Drawn to this pink rose here, and also the clock. So it's time. It is time to stop and release these lack mindsets. They're just mental constructs. That's it. Near future energy, when you do that, when you balance your own yin and yang, you have a brand new potential here for opening up this portal of love, opening up your heart. Again, the whale song energy that we talked about. When you open your heart, Queen of Cups, you turn on your intuition when you're filling that heart's cup. This is a either self-love, instead of fighting, giving ourselves self-love and giving ourselves a damn break. This can also be new love, and it can also be a renewal of love. I would say here, what the vibes that I'm getting here so far, whoever this reading's for, if you've recently come into balance as far as releasing this lack mindset, and you've ended that cycle here with the world successfully, that is what finishes up this prison of your own mind energy and shows you that it's not this or that. Okay, it's not complete destruction or totally I'm in love, right? It's my own inner yin and yang coming together, and stopping that division. Self love activates the cup, activates the fortune's wheel as well. Let's look at the block. What I say. Okay. The block, and it's a block no mo, is Five of Cups here. Now, this is an energy of ships that have passed us by, cycles that have ended. But when this is in the block position, it's read in reverse. So this can be a tendency to hold on to nostalgia for what was, but what ends up happening is that we don't focus on the 2 cups that are still left standing. We're looking at those 3 cups that have been broken or the ships that have left the building, that have left port. But this is no longer a block because I see it's attached to the end of this cycle of lack mindset. So good job here, guys. This is not Scorpio energy. This is not an easy card to pass through. Black Moon Lilith in her second decan is finally arrived at the Six of Cups energy and left this Five of Cups. So I like that it's not only in the past, but it is in reverse, and it is a cycle that has ended for whoever this reading is for today. Now, what Spirit wants us to know, let's see all this portal energy. Wow. So, Page of Swords, I'm getting some Tower vibes here. We just had Tower energy yesterday. Whatever is being blown up, I feel 5 and 5 or 10 for our Wheel of Fortune energy, which was also a 5 before we had our 10 of our deep dive. I feel like this is what you're blowing up here. Spirit wants you to blow up any remaining lack mindset. And then I feel like this part came first for whoever this reading is for. I'm no longer focusing on those ships that have passed me by. I understand that as a life lesson. Those are very, Five of Cups is old pain, and it is usually derived again, I was talking at the beginning about patterns that are subconscious. Those are developed before we're 18 months old. That's when we develop our attachment style, and it remains subconscious until we dive deep enough and figure out how we were the common denominator with friendships, with siblings, with parents, grandparents. Every single one-to-one relationship is a mirror, and we saw that mirroring energy here when we were shuffling and the oracle deck. Okay, so it's to show us where our pain is so that we can heal it. And this is unique to this deck. So, outcome energy is our angel of the night. This is the tarot of the night, or tarot de la nuit. And this is a special card that is only in this deck. So, when I say 1 out of 79 cards, there's that percentage there, 0.01 something. There are luminescent butterflies that are lighting the way. Again, those butterflies coming in with all the 13s. They're underlined in blue on my notes. And we have this transformation energy happening. That's what you're blowing up. It's what you're letting go of. And because you did that, this card, Angel of the Night, says, I got you, boo. I got you from here. So for whoever I'm speaking to is you've got this. You've been in this pain long enough. And maybe what you didn't realize was that by closing out, any regrets, understanding that it's not mistakes, it's not failure, it's just learning. It's only failure if we repeat the pattern. It's only failure if we refuse to learn. Um, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, right? So, that's how, literally in a nutshell, how energy works. All right, let's see what your I got this from here. Nine of Swords, this damaged self-esteem, not sleeping at night. So the angel of the night as the outcome here to then help this cracked self-image. Okay, this again, an old fashioned well I wrote down for the divine feminine energy, Venus, No stuffing down the emotions. No being stuck down this well, asking when Timmy, uh, asking when Lassie's going to get there to save Timmy. You're saving yourself here. And in doing so, Ace of Pentacles. So the outcome energy for me, I read the bookends. This Angel of the Night is bringing you a 3D tangible gift of, because you've done the majority of your own balancing work, you've blown up these mindsets, this regret, and that in turn, the gift is the healing of this Fabergé egg. The Fabergé eggs each have their own key. They're special to open. They're very rare. They are sought after. So they're very old as well. This might have been a long time coming. This could have even been something, guys, lifetime after lifetime, that your soul has been trying to release. And now you're speaking with your soul's voice. This family tree energy for Mars, the action, right? We understand that ancestral qualities do leave a mark. Ten of Pentacles. We saw that red thread of destiny. We were meant to learn this lesson here. And it's not a mask that you have to continue wearing. You found your authentic self. This is going to be fueling that fortune's wheel, luck and right timing. Divine timing is coming. All right, let's just quickly have a look here. What's at the bottom of the deck? I love that that energy is pairing the golds and the taupes. Situation that we were bored of here. It's my Billie Eilish I'm So Bored card. Four of Cups. No longer being bored with, people who are only there for show. You want deeper. You want to go past a surface level here and get into the passion. Dig deeper than just, hey, what you got there. Okay. And we've got Six of Swords. Here is this energy. Notice again, look at that. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. See how there's a very distinctive kind of, old school Gemini as far as the or, this or that, black or white, the split. This and that can be true by focusing on alignment within self. That's how spirit goes, okay, you're ready. I can help you now because you've ended the toughest part of the cycle. Now I can pull you towards this opulence because you have embraced a new mask, a new portal. You're stepping into this abundance energy here. Beautiful. All right, we've got justice and balance fueling that world card energy here in the past. What I said, your own balance. And look who's back again. Okay. Maybe you've released some slim shady energy over here, and you're like, okay, I've released this, karmic energy. It's not good or bad. It's just balance. Energy will balance this lifetime, whether we've brought in lessons or light. We all do. We all bring those things. We bring gifts as much as we bring pain that we still need to resolve. And look at that hermit energy here with the light that I talked about as far as lighting that path. We have a 9-day happening tomorrow. Transformation, again, I said that 13 energy, what we're releasing and letting go of. What is transforming our whole energy is the caterpillar turning into the cocoon. Maybe you're on the precipice of doing this. Maybe you're on the precipice of, I've done this part of no longer regretting the ships that are past because now I understand that energy. I've transmuted the pain into wisdom. 14, temperance, adding to that 5. What Spirit wants you to know is what we saw in the very beginning. That can be spiritual downloads, that can be guidance. It can also be, again, passionate communication, the cup that you have not been able to see because we were focused, on, oh my God, I'm so bored. If we're talking about how bored we are with people that are superficial, we're going to get more of that superficiality, right? But if we talk about, I love people who like to dive past the surface level. I love those people that tell me about what they're passionate about, right? And that's mind blowing to you that you can even perhaps ask for it or that your type is changing. Outcome energy. What have you learned? Your lessons about love here, your own lessons, allowing spirit to carry you to calmer waters, carry you away from our fears of the devil, right? This is what you're learning here, near future. And guess what? I can tell them to fly away. This is Knight of Pentacles energy there, more Virgo energy. This is what you've been working really hard on, um, and really focusing on making it a team effort with your own yin and yang. And at this book ending of the story with the devil, we have the Queen of Cups that we talked about. Opening up your heart. This is the most love in the entire deck. And what is she healing here? Self-love in the near future. She's here to help you heal this shattered self-esteem. I mean, it's really, really beautiful here. And there's a tangible reward here from Daddy Sadie and also from the angel of the night going, you did it. I've got you from here. We've got our frog, our luck, our Jupiter energy. We see the enlightenment and 9 of cups. She's surrounded. She has a 4-leaf clover here. She's surrounded, accepting her emotions. This is wish fulfilled here in self. So you did it. You see yourself for who you are rather than letting those fears guide you. Environmental energy outcome, we will still be enjoying that Cancer Sun energy for the next few days. 3 of Cups, still in the second decan. And there's the beautiful Sun energy, that Leo energy of strength and of speaking with the soul's voice from the heart. You've learned this lesson, guys. There's no other way around it. There's no other way. Yeah. You can get around it and look at this continuation of these beautiful mutable energies of and this and that are true. Yes, this fucking sucked. Okay. And it taught me how to be all 4 queens. It taught me how to balance my own energy by understanding the lesson of it and not repeating it. It's only a failure if we don't learn. And for the crew I'm speaking about today, I mean, beautiful, all mutable, coming back to our own integrity. And there's our 8 of today. Because we were teachable, we ended the cycle of lack mentality that wasn't even ours to begin with. It's taught. We're taught that, save, of course, save for a rainy day, but we're also taught that we don't pull out the good china or that's for a special occasion. Take off the china, wear the beautiful dress, put on the beautiful shoes, because you just You just never know, guys. You don't know. You might get everything you want, and maybe it only lasts for a little bit. And how much time do we waste? We could have had it for a lot of it. Had we done this sooner? The energy is here to support you. Whether or not you take that leap is completely up to you. I'm not telling you what to do here. You're showing me what you are doing. And it's simply gorgeous. All right, let's go ahead and get some advice for you all. I want you to close your eyes and in this release and let go full moon in Capricorn, what is it that you need to release? And maybe some advice for each sign about how we can get help with that release. Okay. I know this hurts. I know. Unfortunately, I do. Um, and it comes and goes. And again, it's only a failure if we repeat the pain. Okay. When you have a decision to make, when there's that opposition energy, and moving on is painful, staying back is painful, they're both pain. But only one of those choices brings you clarity and balance. Okay? I love you so much. All right. Advice for everyone. Happy birthday to my Cancer. So, again, Cancer Sun energy affects us all. I mean, I'm tearing up with pride here for you guys. Whatever you hear, this is when you're meant to hear it. You've done some great work here. You are blowing up this mental prison, and I mean, it's bringing the aces, and you've got your angelic crew helping you out here. But you did the work. Please give yourself the credit. Please give yourself the credit. All right. Advice for all of us. Cancerian sun energy. Make the necessary sacrifices. Okay. Make sure that we are teachable. Make sure that we are intentional. Sometimes diving into pain, guys. Not sometimes, all the time. It is not fun, but it does bring the balance. It brings you the all four queens. It graduates you to that senior status of the Nine of Pentacles. You're graduating. Whoever this reading is for, you've graduated. Maybe you don't realize that you have. Maybe this is the summer of your graduation, and this is when you realize that you've beat this. I don't know if it's been passed down from generation to generation, or this is something that you've been trying to lick for a lot of lifetimes. But you're doing it. You did the work. Cross by, be open to love. All right. Happy birthday again, Cancers. That's for everyone. Be open to love much, near future. All right, let's look at Leo. Advice for Leo about how they are balancing, how they can release and let go, utilizing this energy of the full moon in Capricorn. Also, guys, have a look in your charts. Anything sitting at 18 or 19, really anything from 17 to 19 degrees, but especially an 18-degree planet is going to be No, 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 no. It's going to be amplified in your chart. I'm going to take the tops only. Leo section of your chart. So just follow your finger around, starting at Cancer. We had make the necessary sacrifices, whatever life area that's sitting in for you. And the Leo portion of your chart, you may need to be patient and imagine solutions instead of staying in that this is Leo energy too. First deacon, though, 5 of Wands. Mercury's in the 6 of Wands of Leo. So that is victory after a long battle. So imagine the solutions, imagine the victory. Okay, Leo section of your chart. All right, moving on to Virgo energies. Let's look at advice for Virgo about releasing and letting go on this full moon. Maybe how to do that or how to bring any oppositional energies back into balance. All right, in the Virgo portion of your chart, correct your mistakes. And so I wrote go with the flow there for our cardinal energy as far as the sun in Cancer. Okay. All right. After Virgos, we are going to look at Libra. Thank you guys. What's up, Steph? Thank you guys for hanging in there. Thank you so much for Kathy. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for reminding me, Peg, to ask people to subscribe and really share my channel is the biggest one. Getting so close. Sorry about the tapping. So close to my 500. All right, Libra, seek hidden treasure. And at the bottom of the deck, live your soul, not a role. Okay, we talked about that a lot during this reading today. Just wow, speaking with the soul's voice. And that is again lining up Mercury and the asteroid Cupid are both at this symbol of 14 Leo, sometimes finding ourselves speaking with the soul's voice. So, Libra, seek hidden treasure and live your soul, not a role, not a role, especially if that role was handed down to you. Okay. Letting go of those parts of the family tree that have left their mark but no longer serve you. All right, Scorpio. Seeing that Scorpio energy there and that diving into the deeper task. We've got Juno, the planet, asteroid of relationships, sitting at 17 degrees Scorpio. Ooh, hello. That is definitely going to be affecting that Cancerian sun energy. That is nearly that's pretty dang close. It's within a 1 degree orb. All right, Scorpio, here we go. Scorpio, focus on success. So, in the Scorpio portion of your chart, that'll be a different location or life area for everyone. Focus on success and live life to the fullest. Sometimes going deeper than we've ever gone before is it's not fun. Especially in those deeper emotions. We have to be very intentional moving forward into our high priestess, our water energy, and understanding that resonating, that whale song, the song of our soul that has been singing lifetime after lifetime. Okay. Again, there's the reason I started talking about wear the tux, wear the Louboutins, drink the champagne. All right, Sagittarius. Saggies. What's up for Saggies with this full moon energy? What do they need to release and let go of? Now, Sagittarius part of your chart, again, going to be different for everyone. For example, if Saggie's sitting in your seventh house, that's going to be one-to-one relationships. Bottom of the deck, be of service here. So take the lead, be of service. Again, that is really pulling me to the South Node, this karmic lesson of no I in team, putting community goals above personal ambition. So again, bringing that 5 of wands into a whole team effort rather than allowing someone perhaps on your team kind of be the ball hogger, show them that you can take a lead in other ways that are not perhaps kind of a stubborn energy of looky. So instead, just be the example, right? Take the lead and show rather than I'm getting ooh, my ear squeezing. I'm getting show rather than tell. All right, Sagittarius. And next up, Capricorn portion of our chart. That is going to be where this full moon, where this revelation could be happening for you. So this will be for everyone, just as the sun was, because we are all affected by this full moon in Capricorn. End of a tough cycle approaches. Thank you for the cards today, supporting my channeled messages and the astrology. Love it. I don't know why. Okay. Full moon is about surrender. Okay. Allowing it to come to you. So we are being, yeah, no wonder those two came out together. Retreat and tune out distractions. Now, normally Capricorn energy would be the do, right? So the opposition, the other end of that energy is going to be about flow. So it's asking Capricorn energy to go take off to the other side, I guess. What is that? The doors, take a different door. Okay, a different portal energy here. This is a chance. And at the bottom of the deck, reevaluate your priorities. There's your do. Okay. And we do that, okay, by going into our own emotions, our diving deeper. All right. Woo. Okay. Let's look at Aquarius, the Aquarius section of your chart. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and perhaps even North Node. Advice for the full moon here for Aquarians, anything to release and let go, or how to do that. Let me know how these are resonating with you guys along the way. Oh, thank you, Steph. Sending love right back at you, Chickie. So at 4:36 this afternoon Eastern Standard Time, that's going to be what, 1:36 in California. There we go. Okay, have faith here, Aquarius. Have faith. And that is at the top of the coaster. No matter what it looks like up there, have some faith. All you got to do is shine your light, which is what an empress does, right? She just shines. And then that light attracts in those of equivalent vibration. Okay. Have faith there, Aquarius, wherever that's located for you. All right. Let's look at Pisces. Advice for Pisces here. For Pisces, got hammered. I feel like the energy for Pisces has definitely been easing up. We got our flipper there. All right, Pisces, 12th house much. Forgive and forget. Okay, we cannot hang on to those fives. You notice how those fives are trining? Okay, the only thing that gets you the five that gets you out of that, the five of change, is your own balance and your own release. You've got to think about your energy as that figure eight. And if our internal alkalization, okay, of our fishbowl is off, you try to add in somebody else's fishbowl and it's still not going to be right. Right. So release and let go, forgive and forget. This is a forgiving moon. It's a full moon. That's what we do. Try Pisces, definitely do your Ho'oponopono today. All right. Face your adversities. So Pisces is the OGs of the zodiac, guys. They hold on to a lot. And again, we're meant to release those old patterns, those old hurts. It's part of our karma to learn from them and move towards that. Well, what am I grateful for? Moving towards this balance of this lamb energy. Have a beginner's mindset, throw caution to the wind. Not everybody's an asshat, okay? Not everybody's an asshat, Pisces. Let's look at Taurus, or excuse me, Aries. Aries, what have we got for Aries in our chart here? So look at where that energy sits for you. We do have the Four of Wands energy. We're in the last decan for Chiron in Aries. And 6:30, or excuse me, 6:03 in the morning, we are changing lessons there. So you have to tune in and see what that new lesson of healing is all about, especially in relation to one-on-one partnerships, Four of Wands. All right, Aries, engage higher reasoning. Okay, Aries energy, we don't want to, take off at the mouth or take off too quickly. You want to make sure that we're being absolutely intentional, okay, and not flying off the handle about anything, especially with that Five of Wands showing up, because that would keep your energy divided. Okay, keep your commitments. Don't just fly off and say something in a moment of anger. Ooh, I'm getting an ear squeezy there, Aries. Wherever that sits for you in your chart. So if it's in your 10th house, for example, of your career and public image, maybe just go in the bathroom if you're at a work environment and take a breath, count to 10. I don't know who that message is for, but it's for somebody. All right, Taurus and Gemini, and yeah, out of here. So again, thank you guys so much for being with me today. So happy to see you. All right, Taurus. Oh, it's hitting your soul. Well, thank you for saying that. Oh my goodness. I hope in a good way. Taurus, choose friends wisely. So, especially if Taurus takes up your 11th house, which is going to be about community, friends, and good fortune, we want to make sure that we're not over giving to then, not be able to allow this fortune's wheel to start for us. Okay, especially if we have to end a cycle of where's everybody at? Why is everybody not around for me? Especially if we're in any kind of regret energy. Taurus, you also did come up here. This could even be Taurus, like make sure that your friends like you, not for you flashing your watch or your black, not a Amex. See, clearly I don't have one. Your American Express card. You're like, make sure that you're not running in circles where they only like you for what you can give them or what you do for them. Okay, Taurus. Yeah, think things through here. If this is a flashy person coming towards you, Taurus, you've already learned your lesson of it's what's inside that counts. I kind of keep my matters private. This could be somebody else that's not that way. And this is kind of like double check what their intentions are to see if it resonates with you. Because if you're past that lesson of some sort, just nip it in the bud. Okay, Taurus. All right, let's look lastly but not leastly at Gemini. Venus in Gemini, an old-fashioned well, and we got that very first theme card that came up there. Do not stuff your emotions, Gemini. And also, we've got you fresh entering Uranus. Shock, surprise, uncovering fresh new dimensions of life. I love that the theme is freshness. 4 degrees 1 through 5, because it reminds me of Queen Irby coming with the freshness. All right. Look it up if you haven't heard it yet. It's fun. Gemini. Why is Gemini so normally talkative, being a little silent here? Okay. Become a clear channel, Gemini. Okay, so the old-fashioned well, where the Mercury is, right, or excuse me, Venus is right now, trusting in life and relying upon nature. So divine feminine, make sure that we're not focused here and stuck in worry, okay? Because again, we're going to delay this fortune's wheel energy. It'll still stay in your matrix, but we just won't be able to raise up high enough to reach it from that higher shelf. Okay, so trust yourself here. Okay, what is your appetite for? We're in the theme of appetite for lessons 6 through 10. Don't eat something that you don't like. I'm just going to leave that one there since it is way too early today. I'll be good. All right. Do all things in moderation. Ooh, that is moon. I mean, Geminis can definitely be like, I like you, I love you. But again, remember that it's not about or. It's the new improved Gemini energy for all of us is all about the and. We're trying to release that dualistic thinking because it's harmful. It's old school. This is dualistic thinking here. Othering one person better than the other. The I in team, okay? This has to be an and, okay? And it doesn't have to be a black or white. Where's the mutable areas, right? Where can we be teachable so that our net opens for this fruition that wants to come? And yes, Gemini, I mean, we know about masks because they can feel one way one day and one day the next day, and that's perfectly fine. But just make sure what the intention is behind those feelings. And if that affects someone else, that we're letting them know. We want to become clear here and not confused and wiffle waffle back and forth. I feel like it's just this really crunchy Uranus energy whenever we have a outer planet enter a new sign. It's like when the plane lands, right? And it's bumpy and you're like, oh, okay. I'm glad I was not on camera because literally my face just shook on the whoa. It's probably not a cute look. Um, this is about the landing, takes off and landings. Okay, slow it down, slow your roll. And before we make a or decision, consider the and how it can be a win-win. How can the team energy come through for me as a Gemini? Okay. All right, guys, I hope that helped you today. Thank you for what looks like a very lively conversation. Thank you guys so much again for double hitting that like button and being back here with me as I return back home to the beautiful state of Ohio. I love you so much, and I will talk to you next time. Much love. Bye.